Good evening. Thank you for coming tonight, this rainy night, to the Smithfield Town Council meeting Tuesday, April 2nd, 2024. There were no votes taken in executive session. I'd like to have a small prayer. Heavenly Father, we come to you today asking for your guidance, wisdom, and support as we begin this meeting. Amen.
Amen.
Salute to the flag, please. Emergency evacuations and health notifications.
Thank you, Council President. There's two main exits from the Town Council chambers to the left of the stage. Up the stairs will take you out the back of the building. Out the back of the council chambers to your right, these stairs will take you out to the front of the building. Just past that on the right is the men's facility. Up the stairs to the left is the ladies' facility. Please do not use the elevator in time of emergency.
Thank you. We have a presentation from Councilman John Tassoni.
Thank you, Mr. President. I think Mr. O'Connor would like to speak first.
Thank you, Council. At the March 5th meeting, you people asked me if I wanted to speak on the public comment. I said no, I wanted to come the next week, where I was incapacitated and I wasn't able to get here. But I was going to speak on this issue here. It was going to be in anticipation of the girls winning the state championship again. So I want to compliment whoever put this packet together with this thing about the game. It's absolutely perfect and took away everything I wanted to say. So
Thank you, Mr. O'Connor.
that's not it.
Oh,
Robert's Rules of Order gives me 10 minutes under personal privilege. The other guy, the previous president, only gave me 5 minutes to speak. Now I'll do less than that. But, Mr. President, if I babble too far, just shut me off. Because I cannot say enough about these young ladies that you're going to honor tonight. I have watched these young ladies for the last 3 years. I've seen 90% of their games. And let me tell you, they're special. These people have established, there were 6 of them that came here 3 years ago, 6 freshmen. They have been the catalyst of this team for the last 3 years. Each and every one of them is special. Each and every one of them has committed to making this team probably the best team that's ever come out of this community. I cannot think, I've been here for 56 years, and I can't think of any other team that has won 3 straight championships in a row, and they've got the same group coming back next year to win a 4th. Now, that's just incredible. But I want to say something about the girls themselves. Every single one of them is a great kid. And that's what makes them great hockey players. Their parents should be extremely proud. This community should be extremely proud of them. Now, personally, I've been a 52-year season ticket holder with the Patriots. I've been to the Kentucky Derby. I've been to Super Bowls. I've been to Ireland to see Notre Dame. I've been to the Masters. And I'm going to tell you, nothing comes even close to my greatest satisfaction is the last 2 years watching these kids. They're fantastic. And I tell you what, please acknowledge their greatness, and girls, thank you.
Mr. O'Connor. Mr. O'Connor, can you come back up to the podium? How many years did you say you lived here?
56.
I never saw you at one of my hockey games.
That's right.
I rest my case, Your Honor.
Did you win 3 straight championships?
No, we didn't even get out of the
Thank you
cellar.
very much.
Thank you, Mr. O'Connor, and thank you, Mr. President, for giving me this opportunity to present these plaques to the young ladies from the Smithfield Town Council, and the town of Smithfield extends their heartfelt gratitude and congratulations for being a member of the 2024 Smithfield Coventry Moses Brown Co-op Girls Hockey Team and winning the Rhode Island Interscholastic League Division I State Championship for the second year in a row. So congratulations, girls. So the first plaque is Kayla Marcillo. Stay up here. Don't go nowhere. Megan Falls. Suzanne LaFlame. Lily Riggin. You're gonna have to take it to school. Carrie Goff. Hey, it's good.
She said no one else is here. She said no one else is here. Oh, there she is.
All rise. Assistant coach, Matt. Matt? No. Alex, assistant coach. Assistant coach, Angela. Oh, must have. And coach.
Excuse me.
Mr. O'Connor, it's not your turn yet.
Yeah, just let me say this. I left out the LaSalle game on St. Patrick's Day, down 2-0. I cannot say enough about the coaching. John, it was amazing. She interchanged lines. They were down 2 people twice in the third period with no scoring by LaSalle. Nice. The job that this woman did was fantastic, and she should be commended for it.
Well, congratulations, girls. We're going to take a photo. Oh, yeah, there's also a box, if you would take it, from Representative Constantino with citations for all years.
Moving on to minutes. Move that the minutes of the March 19th, 2024 executive session meeting held pursuant to Rhode Island General Laws, Section 42-46-5. 1, personnel to interview Dennis Sakosha for possible appointment to the town board or commission, in Section 42-46-5A2. Potential litigation be approved as recorded and sealed.
So
So
moved.
moved. Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Abstain.
Ladies, I know you got a lot of homework for tomorrow, so please feel free to go. You're welcome to stay. I know some left, but everybody can feel like if they want to get home and study, so.
Item B, move that the minutes of the March 19th, 2024 open session meeting be approved as recorded.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Item 7, consider, discuss, and act upon the following possible appointments and reappointments. Economic Development Commission appointment with a term expiring in March of 2026.
Mr. President, I move that the Smithfield Town Council appoint Dennis Sequoia to the Economic Development Commission with a term expiring in March of 2026.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Item 8, public hearings. Conduct a public hearing to consider, discuss, and act upon approving a transfer of a B victual license from RNL Enterprise LLC DBA Coach's Pub located at 329 Waterman Avenue to Fontagreca Social Club LLC DBA Fontagreca Social Club, same location, to include outdoor seating, bar, service, with the hours of operation to be Monday through Sunday from 6 a.m. to 1 a.m. as applied, subject to compliance with all state regulations, local ordinances, a retail sales permit, building zoning department approval, and final approval from the Rhode Island Department of Health. I apologize if I messed the name up. This is a public hearing, so we'll declare it open. If anyone would like to speak on this matter, they can come up. No? Okay. We'll close the public hearing.
Mr. President, I have a question. It says 6 a.m. Is that accurate?
It mimics, or it's based on state law.
But doesn't necessarily mean they're opening at 6 a.m.
Correct.
Okay.
Is everything in order?
Still got some, exactly what you see in the outstanding items.
Make a motion to approve, but pending all the rest of the paperwork.
Seconded.
Any discussion on this? Now, it says a social club. Is this like the PA club? Or is that just the name of the pub?
No, it's just the name of the club. They were going to do it as a members only, and that has changed.
Okay, just want to, all right. Pleasure, all those in favor?
Aye.
Moving on to licenses, consider, discuss, and act upon approving a new victualling license for Fontagreca Social Club LLC, Fontagreca Social Club, 329 Waterman Ave, as applied, subject to compliance with all state regulations, local ordinances, a retail sales permit, and final approval from the Rhode Island Department of Health.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Item B, consider, discuss, and act upon approving a new entertainment license for Fontagreca Social Club DBA Fontagreca Social Club located at 329 Waterman Avenue, as applied, subject to compliance with all state regulations and local ordinances.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Item C, consider, discuss, and act upon approving a new special dance license for Fontagreca Social Club DBA Fontagreca Social Club located at 329 Waterman Ave, as applied, subject to compliance with all state regulations and local ordinances.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Consider, discuss, and act upon approving the annual renewal of 8 holiday sales license as listed as applied, subject to compliance with all state regulations and local ordinances.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion on any of these? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Item E, consider, discuss, and act upon approving the annual renewal of 2 massage establishment licenses as listed as applied, subject to compliance with all state regulations and local ordinances. This is for Massage Nirvana and Bodywork and Oasis Sparring.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Item F, consider, discuss, and act upon approving the annual renewal of 3 massage therapy licenses as listed as applied, subject to compliance with all state regulations and local ordinances.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Item G, consider, discuss, and act upon approving one-day beer wine license for the Smithfield Senior Center as follows. The Spring Fling Party to be held Tuesday, April 23rd, from 12 p.m. to 3 p.m.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Item H, consider, discuss, and act upon approving the annual renewal of one bingo license as applied, subject to compliance with all state regulations and local ordinances.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Item I, consider, discuss, and act upon approving a change of date for an event for a one-day beer wine license for the RIFC DBA Rhode Island Football Club from April 27th to April 26th.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor?
It says April 27th to April 26th. What is that? Oh, I'm sorry. That was it.
The old business, there is none. New business? Here we go. Consider, discuss, and act upon legal notice of Superior Court Order CA number PM 2023-05423, Town of Smithfield versus the miscellaneous parcels of real estate identified as Assessor's Plat 41, lots 9, 11, 12, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 26, 27, 28, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, 57, 61, 62, 63, 65, 71, 72, 73, 74, 75, 76, 77, 78, 79, 80, 81, 82, 83, 84, 90, 91, 93, 94, 95, 96, 97, and 98, with a claims date of June 10th, 2024.
Thank you, Council President. I was actually hoping to play Keno with that, but we'll see what happens. The attached Superior Court order involves litigation petitioned by the town to address finding the owners of the referenced lots and attempting to clear title for them. The town is trying to confirm property owners so we can address what to do with these lots if there are not any owners. The court order requires that the topic be discussed at 2 consecutive town council meetings to ensure that proper notice of the litigation is provided. The town has also provided notice by posting the order at the town hall and on the town's website, and special master is published twice in the Valley Breeze. There's no action required to be taken by the town council and can be moved on to the next agenda item.
Thank you. Has there been any response? No, okay. Pleasure of the council? No, okay.
No action.
Apologize. Item B, consider, discuss, and act upon a poll petition from Rhode Island Energy Company to install one new pole on Cedar Forest Road.
So moved.
Seconded.
Any discussion?
Looks to me like, in the, in your drawing, it looks like there's more than one. It looks like there are about 7 of them.
Is this a new street?
No, it's to add just one pole, just the number 3, which is kind of in the middle of the diagram. I'm sorry, Mr. Allen was not available to attend. He was under the weather tonight. It's actually down, if you look, those are all existing ones that are there, down towards the bottom. The line where Cedar Forest is, that's pole number 3 that's proposed to go in. Yeah.
So it's just number 3 that's being installed.
That's required for our approval. The other ones are on the customer's property, pole 3 and pole 7. The only one that we have, say, and required approval is number 3.
Has there been a motion? Yeah, I'm sorry. Second?
It's been seconded.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Item C, consider, discuss, and act upon rescinding a request for proposals for the Department of Public Works garage roof replacement.
So moved.
Seconded.
Discussion on this?
This is just a reset.
Yep. All those in favor?
Aye.
Consider, discuss, and act upon a bid award for roof replacement and window and door repairs at the senior center.
Good evening, Scarlett Carrero, Director of the Senior Center. So after our evaluation team met, which was composed of 7 of us, including myself, we want to award our roof replacement and window and door repair to Construction and Disaster Roof Masters located in Smithfield.
Scarlett, what's the square footage of the roof on the main building?
About 12,000,
12,000?
11 to 12,000.
And the bocce court? Just curious.
I'm not sure off
That's
the
all
top of my head, that one. 2,000? Thank you.
Thank you.
Are they going over it, or are they going to brand new roof?
Brand new roof. Yes. On the bocce court, the senior center building, the entire building, and the garage shed we have.
Okay,
And this is all being funded by the CDBG grant.
Correct.
excellent.
Looks like they did it before, too. They were the vendor from before.
Yes, they've done some work for us in the past, and they've also done some work over at DPW. And they recently helped us with the leak that we had, so.
Move passage.
Seconded.
Any more discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Item E, consider, discuss, and act upon authorizing a request for proposals for boiler cleaning for the school department.
So moved.
Seconded.
Discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Item F, consider, discuss, and act upon authorizing a request for proposals for the purchase of 2 trucks for the school department.
I have questions.
Yeah, I have questions for the school department on this. Do we have Mr.?
Yes, Mr. Mancucci.
Mancucci here?
He's right here coming up.
Good evening. Angelo Mancucci, Smithfield Public Schools. Pleasant evening to the council. How may I be of service to you?
What is the purpose of these trucks? One is a Ford F-350 2024, and the other one is a Ford F-650 dump truck.
No, that's a box truck.
What's the difference between a box truck and a dump truck?
A box truck is used to transport our food, hot meals. We currently have a 2010. I also spec a lift gate because that is helpful when we move furniture, but that truck is 90% used for food service and food delivery of lunches each day.
Now, is this food delivered to all the schools for
Yes.
the school lunches?
Yes, from the high school, and we also do satellite drop-offs at other schools also.
Is this a replacement or is it new?
This is.
The box truck.
The box truck would be a replacement for the 2010
Okay,
that we
thank
currently
you.
use. And it's spec'd with a lift gate because over the years, we used the box trucks for many other things other than just transporting food, such as furniture and large items that we want to keep out of the weather while transporting.
Angela, I have some concerns about the second truck. I happened to go into the boys' locker room today at the high school. The water was running at 7:30 this morning. No school today. And the mold that's in that boys' bathroom is a disgrace. I wouldn't even bring my dog in there. And you have kids taking showers in there. I think the way that the school department prioritizes their money that's spent, they're spending it in the wrong area. You have kids in that locker room taking showers with mold on the floor. I mean, I don't know who's watching the bank over there, but I'm not voting for another truck until everything gets cleaned up over there.
If I could answer to that, Mr.
Sure.
Sone? So that was brought to my attention today,
You know
and
why? Because I sent an email today.
I didn't know that, but someone had told me there was mold in the bathroom, in the locker room. The area in that locker room, no one takes showers except in the boys' locker room that's used basically to the right side, exiting door number 5. There's one shower there. The referees use it. The locker room that you were looking at, and I do agree, there was mold on the floor because if you notice, there's dripping water from the heads that we can't shut off the main. they store materials in that locker, in that stall. You saw the high jump, you saw the sneakers, you saw some of the uniforms that they store. So in getting that email, I informed my staff, you would never know, no one takes showers in that area. But even though it is storage, I am isolating the water line. We clean the floors today. And even if it would be used for storage, it should not have been left in that condition. I do agree with that. But when something is covered by objects such as gym equipment, you don't notice this. But when you turn the lights on and take a look, such as you did, and I commend you for that, and you look and see what was truly there, we went scrub that top to bottom. So no matter if they take showers in there or not, any storage area or any area within the school should not look like that.
In all due respect, you have a plumber on staff, correct?
Yes, we do, sir.
And you mean to tell me you can't shut that water off?
We have to shut the main off to the school and also disconnect the mixing valve that services the other shower. So
Right.
there's a little bit of piping that's involved in that. And we were going to do that, this shower piece over April vacation.
I don't know if I'm supposed to feel better that the shower's not being used or if it's being used for storage and it has mold.
Right.
Poor ventilation in there, or?
There is exhaust in the main room, but there never was real decent exhaust inside that shower room, for lack of a better term.
So, Mr. President, if I may, I'd like to make a motion that we hold off on the second truck until the next meeting, until we can go over there and take a look and see if things are cleaned out the way Angela has testified to.
Can I add to that, Mr. Sony? As I'm before you tonight, it's just, all I'm asking is to advertise. And I completely agree with you. And if you want, you are always welcome to inspect at any part of the school. I welcome that. And it's, if I don't get this advertised, how we go through, trucks are a year out. And at worst case scenario, if it doesn't go forward, I'll have an accurate expenditure instead of a guesstimate from a dealership. That's the plus side, but I completely agree.
How many trucks do you have at the school department?
We have 4 service vehicles.
Now, you don't do any of the outside maintenance anymore, do you?
Yes, as far as plowing and servicing the schools, as far as what do you, outside groundskeeping?
Yeah, right.
No, we
Doesn't DPW do that? Public Works?
Parks and Rec cuts the grass at the schools, but these trucks are used for maintenance purposes such as if service calls to each school, my plumber, my electrician, that's what these trucks are used for. And of course, the 3,
This first truck is replacing a truck that already exists? With a brand-new truck,
correct.
350?
The 350 with 166,000 miles on it, that is pretty well rotted.
It's what, I'm sorry?
Rotted,
Rotted, oh,
yeah.
okay,
The
so it's in
body
poor
is gone,
condition.
And the chassis is gone on this truck.
So it's like an immediate need is what you're saying?
It was an immediate need as of last year.
Oh, okay.
And honestly, it was on when we did our capital improvements, these 2 trucks were always the first to be replaced. So it's been on our radar for quite some time.
Now, do you do your own snow plowing at all the schools, or do you contract that out?
We contract out the majority of the snow plowing, but we take care of the sidewalks and what we call the cleanup. And also, if snow falls during the course of the school day, I do not allow a subcontractor on the grounds. We plow because we know the way the bus routes go and where the students stay. So for safety's sake, we basically do the closest part of the school, and the contractors take care of the majority of the lots.
The other, I'm sorry, no, go ahead.
That's okay. Well, I would agree with Councilman Tassoni that there is definitely a concern about prioritization in the school department, especially after we went to that tour. This is an RFP, so, but I do agree that the priorities should be, if that's, I wasn't there, I don't know. But if that's the case, that there's mold, obviously, and you agree also, obviously, Angela, but that should definitely be taken care of before,
And the other thing too, I want to bring up is the back of that high school is atrocious. Atrocious. Looks like a dump. Again, priorities. You got kids in the disability room that can't function in a disability room, but we're okay buying another truck or 2 trucks. Doesn't make any sense to me. Doesn't.
If I may respond to that?
Yeah.
I am not in disagreement of the needs of the academic area of the schools. What I'm here just asking is that this is a maintenance issue in order to work on the schools. That's all this is.
All due respect, all due respect. If the school is a mess, the outside is a mess, and they continue to come across the street and ask for not $1, not $10,000, but $60, $70, $80, $100,000, the priorities are way out of whack. And I know it's not your fault, but when we took that tour and we looked at where those kids have to go to school when the kids with disabilities, it's appalling. Again, I wouldn't even let my dog have training in there. You can't even get a wheelchair in there the right way. The priorities are all out of whack. And I know it's not your fault because you're the fall guy now. You're here looking for money for a truck. And I'm telling you, from my perspective, I don't want to give you money for a truck until those things are rectified. My personal opinion.
Thank you.
Yeah, I have to agree with Councilman Tassoni that, we really have to stop prioritizing, especially with respect to the schools. Because as Councilman Tassoni usually says, we've kicked the can down the road too many times with respect to the maintenance on these school buildings. And so, I think we have a lot of priorities that on these buildings to bring them up to what they should be for our students to attend.
The problem is that we don't have the authority to tell them where to spend their money.
Right.
And they're spending the money in the wrong places.
Right.
If I had a handicapped child that went to that school and saw what I saw, I'd be appalled. I'd be appalled. I'm still going to stick with my motion to hold off until it's right. I mean, what's 4 or 5 weeks? Not a big deal to send out a bid 4 or 5 weeks later.
I'll second the motion.
That was for one truck.
What's that?
You said one truck.
One truck, the food delivery truck, they can go for. The other 250, it's on hold.
so is that just for the box truck?
The box truck,
Yeah.
yeah. That's the food truck.
That one's used to transport the food, right?
That is correct.
So they can do it now?
Go out the
You
bid.
still, meaning like the truck that you have now, it's still usable, although it's rotting, it's still usable for a little bit? Or I know you said the immediate need was like last year. I'm just trying to be fair.
I wouldn't be here if it wasn't necessary to be replaced.
No, I understand, I
So-
understand.
But
I'm not sure if I'm giving them the okay to go out the bid for the food truck, but hold up to the other truck, which is the F-250.
The plow?
Yes.
Yep. Springtime.
Discussion?
What's the condition of the plow? I wasn't asking that before, it's the same condition?
same.
Okay,
same
all
thing.
right.
And just, we're on the same page, this is only for advertisement, this is nothing to be awarded.
Randy, did you want to say something?
No, I was, the only thing I just, if I was being asked is, from this process, if you guys wanted to just have the RFP go out, it's not granting them the ability to purchase it. And that way too, we can even know if it's even worth replacing ever. But that way we have a solid number for that other truck, just to have the RFP go out once and advertised once. It's a savings with that. It doesn't mean you have to go forward with it.
No, I get it, but what does it matter if it's today or 4 weeks from today?
It's just,
Doesn't matter.
no, it doesn't. I just, all I was asking, when I was asked the question, that's what I was answering.
If someone wants to amend the motion in a second, feel free.
We've got a motion in a second, we can take a vote, right?
I would rather deny it when it comes in front of us than to deny an RFP. But I get the intent of that, so that's just, you know, just to, because what if they get the ball rolling on that and they make progress, so let's say with the mold or whatever, I would hate to push it out, because you said the trucks are coming in or like a year later. Is that what you're saying, Angela?
We're a year out on the purchase.
Yeah. Just maybe to give a fair opportunity too. I know but the time has gone by, enough time has gone by, but, maybe to be, I don't know.
No, I think it sends a clear message to us to stop this right now.
I don't know. if
And
And it's only 4 weeks, it's only 4 weeks.
I don't know.
It's only 4 weeks. Why start accumulating all this stuff if we're not even gonna allow them to play with it? So, he made the motion to second. Ready to vote on it.
Discussion on the motion. Any more discussion?
Let me think for a second.
I'd like the motion to be repeated because, so we know which trucks we're talking about for sure.
What the RFPs are pertaining to.
Do I need to second that? Okay.
So John made the motion to hold off on the second truck until everything has been cleaned up, all the issues have been addressed. Vice President Ionati seconded.
Should specify the nature of the truck.
Yeah, the second truck, is that the 650 or the 350? The second truck, vehicle number 2, that's the 650, that's the box truck?
That is the box truck, sir.
That's used for the food services?
I thought we were holding off on the plow.
The F-250.
Yeah. No, yeah, the 350. What's
350.
Yeah.
Okay, so the motion should be revised then, because I think the motion says that we're holding off on vehicle number 2, and that's the box truck.
So hold off on vehicle number 1.
So
Is what Councilman was intending to say, I believe.
So would we want to put it on the next agenda to go out for an RFP as long as, if they come back and show us that they've made progress with the mold or whatnot? That would be
I'm fine with that.
acceptable? Yeah,
Fine with
okay.
that.
Angela, is this something where if they both go out together, we'd get some sort of discount or anything from a dealer if they had 2 instead of 1?
I was hoping that, but I'm at the will of the council.
Yeah, but it's 2 separate RFPs, so.
All right. Just one.
I would have to amend the RFP because both trucks are on one RFP.
How much trouble is it to do 2 separate RFPs? Not really a lot, right?
It's the will of the council. I will do whatever you wish. If I could request from the council through the town manager, if you could identify, I understand the area of which you said the boys' locker room, but the area in back of the school, if you could identify it for me, because I know there's an area where they're storing bleachers that were demoed, that is unsightly, but that's no fault of mine. We have to put them somewhere where we took them down from the field. But I do agree, we put caution tape around them. We're hoping to repurpose them, but I just would like to know what in the rear of the school is.
I will confer with the council members and let you know
Thank you.
tomorrow.
I think it's just the bleachers then, right? The bleachers over in the corner, right?
Say it again? It's in the
Andrea.
boys' locker room.
No,
Yeah,
he's
no, I know
asking
that.
about the stuff at what areas you were mentioning about behind the school. What, were you talking about the bleachers, or was there other items that you were talking about?
There was trash,
Oh, okay.
trash, like somebody was dumping there.
All right. Okay. He'll get back to you. And then-
Thank you.
All right, so there's a
Needs to be a
motion
new
and a
motion.
second. We have a vote? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Nay.
Thank you very much.
Item G, consider, discuss, and act upon adopting a resolution to amend Rhode Island General Law 44-3, property subject to taxation related to Bryant University.
Thank you, Council President. So this item before the council tonight is a resolution that has also attached to it draft legislation to ask our two reps and senator to introduce at the General Assembly during this current session as part of, we continue to work through negotiations with Bryant University. And this amendments to the legislation would require that the entity enter into an agreement with the town. Otherwise, they would be taxed for the value of the property that they have. This is similar legislation that was approved the last time we were in negotiations, and it's kind of just updating that to put before with the current dates and so forth.
Thank you.
Move passage.
Seconded.
Do you have any discussion?
So basically, we have over $290 million of property at Bryant that is excluded from taxes. And I think that we can't go on like this. We have too many infrastructure needs in the town. Many buildings, the fire department buildings, we have public works, we have school buildings. We've had deferred maintenance for way too long on these buildings. And we can't afford to provide services to Bryant for what amounts to pennies. And so, they're gonna have to pay something. I mean, we're not suggesting that they pay the full amount. We're hoping that we can reach an agreement on an appropriate amount for them to pay that at least reflects the services that the town provides. And I think it's our intent going down the road to dedicate these funds that we do receive as a result of this agreement exclusively to our capital needs in this town, which are large and growing.
Thank you. Did we have a second? Yep, we did. All those in favor?
Aye.
Item H, consider, discuss, and act upon adopting a resolution in support of a litter-free Rhode Island, sponsored by Councilmember Sean Kilduff.
Thank you, Council President. Just to give a little synopsis of what this is, this resolution is that the town of Smithfield will formally pledge to keep Rhode Island litter-free by supporting the governor's Litter-Free Rhode Island campaign. It encourages each of the residents of the town of Smithfield to join us in taking this pledge by visiting litterfree.ri.gov. Commits to fulfill our pledge through coordinating various events such as community cleanups. A few years ago, the town did an Earth Day cleanup, which I was a part of. And, it was actually quite fun. We collaborated with the Department of Public Works, was it? Yeah, Department of Public Works, and hope to get something like that started up again. I hope to get the council's support.
We have an Earth Day cleanup this year, don't we? And we had one last year. I remember participating, so.
Correct. And we're lucky that our, community comes together and it continues to expand. And some of the local businesses are also working with Melissa on their different dates. I know I was speaking today with AAA of Greenville, and they're doing a large cleanup within Woonasquatucket as well. Woonasquatucket's doing some. So it's growing. It's really, it's more than a day. That's what it's turning into, and we appreciate the support.
I definitely support this, and the cleanup's on April 20th, so we definitely encourage everyone to go and pick up some trash. We went last year, and we had some laughs. It was fun, so.
Hopefully it won't rain.
Yeah, exactly, exactly.
Did you move it, Sean?
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Item I, consider, discuss, and act upon canceling the April 16, 2024 Town Council meeting.
So moved.
Seconded.
All those in favor? Aye. Public comment. If anyone from the public would like to come up and speak, they're more than welcome. Just come up, leave your name, say your name and address.
Ed DeMayo, 75 Whipple Road. The capacity of that club that's going out for dancing and everything, what's the capacity seating? Because they want a dance license, a band license, is it small? What's the capacity of that?
I don't have any information, Ed, I'm happy to get it for you.
No, I'm just wondering, I mean, is it near houses? They're gonna.
No, it's the
It's
old
Coach's
coach on
Pub right
Waterman
down the
Avenue.
road.
Next to
The
Cumberland
Portuguese
Farms.
Oh, that
Waterman
little-
Avenue, right next to,
Oh, there's no
And
house.
and if
there.
you came up during the public comment, I think the owners were here, they could have answered that question for you.
I didn't hear anybody say, come up, I gotta
It was-
watch my.
He called the public hearing open when the public hearing was happening.
it's okay, Ed.
Thank you.
We like to get you your answers, and then when they were here, we could have got it for
I
you.
didn't hear anybody say, public, come up and speak, I didn't hear that.
Thank you.
All right, so
Yeah.
that's what I was wondering, dance license, what's the capacity? I don't
Mm-hmm.
know, I was just wondering.
They may need a singer. They may need a singer. Just saying.
Hello.
Good evening. My name is Nancy Lancaster. I live at 22 Laurie Drive, and my home sits at the corner of Catherine Road and Laurie Drive. Catherine Road being the primary flooding area in the Highview Estates. Many, many thanks to Familiar Faces that responded to a request by me from our neighborhood to meet with us. We met at the senior center and had a very, very open, I felt, frank discussion and a lot of support. I even got, Rachel was in her boots walking through our neighborhood, looking at the devastation that has occurred from the floods. We have been advised, there's been a hydrology consultation ordered, and it's coming. So my purpose in being here tonight is to just be sure that the entire town council is aware of this unbelievable problem. I'm going to guess that most of my neighbors are sitting home tonight wondering how much rain we will get in the next 3 or 4 days, because this is how we live right now. It is a constant flooding problem. The town has been here. They have made some attempts, which to date have not been successful. It is a massive problem. I personally have visited homes watching water flow into the D-box of one of my neighbor's septic systems, 6 inches of water in another neighbor's basement. This is multifaceted. We all concur. This is more rain than anybody has ever wanted. But we also know there's other contributing factors. So we are looking for the consult to come back. We have asked for members of our neighborhood to sit on the review of that report, lend our support, lend our information about living in this. And I do have 2 copies. I don't know if some of you would have seen this or not, but I have compiled, this is a growing list, but there are 26 neighbors on here with the listing of the flooding issues in their homes. They are growing exponentially, and people are spending lots of money attempting on their own to correct this problem. So we want you to see our faces, recognize the problem. We know it's going to be money. Who doesn't want money, right? But we hope that you'll keep that in mind when it comes to the budget. We were advised, Mr. Lawton had advised us that there was money available. Who knows how much this is going to be? I will say Todd Manning has been fabulous at coming out. He was standing in my garage at 8 o'clock at night watching the water flood between Joe's house and mine. Kevin Cleary came out. We walked through the woods behind the man's house whose septic system is literally collapsing in front of him. So there's a lot of interest and a lot of help I know out there. Don't forget us. We are really in tough shape. If anybody would like either of these, I brought 2 copies, if anybody would like to see the names and listing of the problems, okay?
Thank you.
Randy, have they been advised to go to FEMA too?
Yes,
Okay.
and Todd has been out and spoken to everyone that's contacted him.
They've been terrific, really terrific.
When do we expect the report to be completed? Is there an estimated time?
I feel like it's probably about another 20 to 30 days for them to complete it.
And what is the plan after that? Are we going to?
We will have another one of the sessions at
meeting.
the senior center.
Just to say, Ed DeMille, 75 Whipple. Whipple, as you all know, you've been down. Now that you brought up flooding, on the side street where Mark lives, there's a pump outside. It's like a pool that keeps coming down, Whipple. So we got high ledge. My basement's flooded. I need a roof. But I've been in touch with Todd, and I guess they're working on it, and with FEMA, so, but I don't know, I guess he's been up near that area as well. That's a flood zone too.
I would encourage my colleagues to go visit Mr. Joyce's property. It's an absolute disaster. It looks like a hurricane hit it.
My name is Joe Joyce. I live at the infamous 4 Catherine Road. My property is the drainage epicenter for the entire Highview Estates. Unfortunately, the drainage that exists there, according to the town, is incapable of handling what goes through. In 2012, I spent $48,000 of my own money working with the town to put a drainage easement on my property. That drainage easement has now failed. I don't know what to tell you. I probably have $100,000 worth of damage in my backyard at this point. If you want to look through that, Rachel's been there, Randy's been there. I lost a recreational vehicle worth $31,000 due to the flooding. Every time it rains, there's a, not exaggerating, 300-foot wide, 4-foot to 5-foot deep river that runs adjacent to mine and Nancy's house. It's quite the spectacle if you've never seen it, never mind having to live there. I believe that Clark Road extension, due to taking out all those houses, that drainage goes into my yard. You can say it goes every other way, but all those pipes lead to 4 Catherine Road. I've worked with Randy, we've had multiple meetings, I've had multiple meetings with Todd, and they've been very compromising. I was unable to attend Nancy's meeting. I was out on tour, I wasn't here, I had nothing to do with that. But if you want to look through my property alone, and feel free to come by this in the next day or two, let's see what happens. I'm just really tired of it. I've lived here since 1973. I've owned this home since 1992. I've put countless hours and thousands of dollars into this property to stop this from happening. Unfortunately, when I spoke to Randy the last time, I had asked them to come and clean out some pipes and do whatever. That's not what happened. They decided to open up all this drainage and open up the street behind me. And Nancy had to call the police because you couldn't even get anywhere close to our house. When the cops showed up, they were like, I've never seen anything like this. Anyone who's ever come through that neighborhood never saw that. You can't even believe the devastation that happens there. But the funny thing is, it goes away because everything washes downhill. But during those rain incidents, last time I had to get sandbags from the town and put in front of my driveway. I built a 5-foot retention area that you've seen to stop the water and help the town's swale accommodate that water. The town decided they were going to open that river up even wider and dig up my backyard even wider, which collected more water the last time it rained. And essentially took out my trailer, 3 lawnmowers, a tent. I can give you a breakdown of everything that's taken out. My shed, my vehicle. Listen, I live in that house. Last time I had to park those cars 2 inches from my home just to get them close enough. You can't get out of my driveway. You can't drive down that street. The opposite side of the street of my home and Nancy's, that's gone. That is totally washed away. I don't think there's a picture in there of it, but feel free to drive by Catherine Road and take a look. There's garbage back there. People's sewerage has washed down through my property. There's silt, there's mud. Every bit of landscaping I did in that yard, all those trees I took down to accommodate the town swale, which was in agreement in 2012, through the town engineers, that was not a 25 or 50-year flood, whatever you want to call it. Not
So
that.
do you want this back, or can we put this in the record?
You can put that in the record, sure. I have millions of videos and millions of, that picture on the front cover was September, right before the
Lovely backyard.
right before the tornado came, whatever that was, but my yard flooded that day too.
He had
It's
a
just,
lovely backyard.
it just doesn't, hasn't been the devastation that it's been, and I get Mother Nature. I'm not talking about Mother Nature. This is happening consistently. I've driven through that plat. Like I said, I've lived in this town 50-plus years. I know what's going on out there. It's real simple. Build a plat, put sewers in, put the drainage. Drainage goes nowhere. Drainage goes into Joe's yard. Real simple. There's a 400-foot wide river that runs down the street behind me. It was opened up. That easement, someone's supposed to let me know what's going on with that easement. It's a group easement between me and the town. The town is supposed to come in and do maintenance on that easement. No one from the town's ever been in my house, ever. Only when I call, or only when I lose an RV, or only when whatever, or the street washes away across from me, and that's not an exaggeration. Feel free to look at it, and it's been like that since, I don't know, early December. I live in a barrel zone. Tonight, I'm going to get a little grayer because as I'm out there controlling the water, protecting my home for hours on end, 10, 15, 12 hours, out in my yard, pulling the sewer covers off so water has a way to go because there's so much silt, garbage, and brush, and cutoff, and whatever goes through that property. I understand my house has a problem. I get that. I thought the problem was resolved. And even if it wasn't, someone should really come in there and figure out what's going on. I've heard, why if there was a what is it, the hydrology study, then why did the town take it upon themselves to rechange the floodplain behind my house and put more water back in there? Now, all of a sudden, it's recorrected again. They took out all the trees, put in all this stone, which I didn't authorize them to take my stone and build whatever they built there. No one ever, there's no agreement with that you can come on my property and take my stone to build a retention wall. I never agreed to that. When I spoke with Randy, Gene Allen, Todd, the original meeting we had, Randy, it was to come and clean out the drain pipes. Then all of a sudden it turned into some kind of major project. Did we discuss this? They were supposed to come in, clean out the pipe that ran underneath my house, clean out the brush, clean out the other pipe that runs through my property, clean out the brush, clean up my yard. I was told no. Can you give me a dumpster? I'll clean it up. I was told no. Okay, gee, that's fine. Then I'm gonna leave it the way it looks and let my neighbors see what's going on over there. There's tires, trees, garbage, dog poop, whatever you wanna put, anything that goes from all the way at the end of Clark Road into my yard, everything runs through there. Leaves, garbage, everything. Rachel's walked the property. She was devastated. I can't believe this. I have a 14-foot bridge that was cemented in the ground. The power of this water and flooding that comes through my property picked that up, took it away. When you start losing vehicles due to the town's, I'm going to say it, incompetence to correct this problem that they've known about since I've owned that home, that's always been a problem. All the way from Steve McGinn, all the way to everyone from here. Steve was the original guy who's like, hey, we got to fix this. And now it's 2024, and I'm standing in front of you. I can't even look out my back door every day because What you see in those pictures is what I look at. I had a perfectly maintained yard. Feel free to come over and look at the front. But you look at everything from the side of my yard to my backyard, that's what you get. And like I said, I worked with the town, which I have documented on what I did to that property, what was done to correct the problem, and whoever made the engineering studies or whatever. And I understand Mother Nature, I get this crazy rain that we've had, but it's only happened 5 times, 6 times now since September, almost 7. That water coming from wherever it's coming from, up top, every bit of that. Some of it goes the other way, maybe towards Forestwood Drive and down through 12 acres. But every bit of that goes through my property. There's 78 houses from my house all the way up. That means 78 houses' water is coming into my yard. Just want to let you know, let you be aware of what's going on over at Fort Catherine Road before I have to get legal counsel and figure out exactly what's going on here. Because I spoke to FEMA. Why would you direct me to FEMA when you knew all this problem was in my yard? You know FEMA doesn't pay for any yard damage, so why would you have me contact FEMA? Even though I did, the woman who came was like, can't believe this. She saw it across the street, she saw my yard. I'm like, hey, I get this every time it rains now. It's nice. She's like, we can't do anything for you. So I don't know what to tell you. I know it's the town's problem. It's not mine, because I live there. I pay them my taxes every year. I've worked with the town to try and correct the problem. But the problem's not my yard. The problem starts at the top. The water just runs downhill. So if you can't stop it there, why are you digging in my backyard now? Why are you opening up the floodgates to give me even more? And what they put back there, I understand what they were trying to do. They were trying to slow it down, but it just took, if you look in that booklet, the street behind me, the streets in that plat are easily 100 feet wide. So it was 100 feet of water, 300 feet wide, 6 inches deep. That water is all up now in my backyard, including the other water. So I don't understand what they were doing, but working with Randy and Todd to try and correct it. My driveway's caving in. Can't even take it. I have a vehicle on that side of the garage. Can't even back it out of there because it'll probably sink in the ground. The town's come to my yard to do some preliminary work. No one's ever came back. Everything you see, if you want to drive by Fort Catherine Road, feel free. I'm home every day. Come on by and see if you want to live there.
Why don't we set some time for the next meeting for us as a group to sit down and kind of hammer out some ideas, get a little bit of an idea of what's going on over there and talk more about it?
I think it's a good idea if you come by. I'd like to see all of you at my house. I really would. I don't think it's too much of an inconvenience for anyone to come by at any time, open invitation, because...
You want me to physically be there?
Yes, I would. I would love that. I think that would be fantastic, if Sean, if you could come by there. I think that would be great. Just do a drive-by. I don't have to be there. Just look across the street. Feel free to walk into my backyard.
I mean, you sold me on this. I mean,
Okay,
I'm
look,
already
it's
completely-
not a
I'm
hard
already
pitch.
completely
Look, I'm not
convinced.
looking to buy a $70,000 truck. I get it. I'm not hard pitching you. I'm letting you know, I'm a resident in this town. I paid taxes for years. You have 3 easements on my property now that have never been properly maintained.
No, this is a tragedy.
It
This
is.
really-
And I lived there. My wife and my 2 kids lived there. I grew up here. I coached your kids. I've known Michael. I knew your dad. I mean, you know, I've lived here forever.
Apologize for that.
That's just, listen, it is what it is. I just want everyone to be aware of what's going on, because I can be a great guy or I can be a pain in the butt. I'm trying not to be a pain in the butt. I'm trying to go about this the right way. At this point, dude, I'm 60. I'm 60 years old now. When I was fighting the water at 30, it's kind of fun. Hey, look, the yard's flooding. Now, it's not. It's not that type of flooding anymore. Now it's this deep in my backyard. You tell me one other house that has 300-foot wide river, 5 feet deep running through it. Maybe with that exception of that house that's down where the bridge is out over there, and that guy lives on the river. I'm just getting everyone's runoff. So I would respectfully ask you if you can spare some time or just want to do a drive-by. I'm not asking, hey, come on in for coffee. I'm just saying you have to physically see it. Correct, Rachel?
I totally agree.
Your
Yes.
phone number in this packet's correct, right? The 7871?
Yes, that's
I'll be
me.
in touch.
Yeah, feel free. I just want everyone to be aware of what's going on because as these steps, and I have full confidence in Randy. I spoke to Randy and Todd. I was not happy 2 weeks ago when the yard flooded. You can ask your engineer about that. That's when I was not nice, Joe Joyce. But I never authorized them to do any of that work. And even though the town owns that property, due to that easement being on my property, you gotta let me know what you're doing. You can't just go in there with a bunch of machines and start digging on my yard, pulling up all my stone and making this retention pond. I have pictures of everything. Everything is documented in my yard. So any type of denial, and I have cameras all the way around my house. So any type of denial or any type of anything else, I can kind of rebut anything for that. Randy's been great. Don't get me wrong. It's a very big problem. I get it. But in the meantime, something's got to be done, at least as far as, at least my living conditions. I asked for a tax freeze on my property, which I did not believe was a big deal. I don't pay a lot of taxes as it is, I'll be honest with you. But you want to live in that house? I want to pay full taxes on that property? While all this is going on, as I'm losing vehicles, houses, my garage floor is cracked, everything else that I deal with because of someone wanting to build a $800,000 house up the street, that's got nothing to do with me, man. So I kindly ask you to come by and take a look. John, you've lived near me for years. You've probably lived near me 30 years on the corner over there. Real simple. I don't know what to tell you as a fix, but I just want to express my opinion on what's going on here, and I'd like to let each and every one of you know, I live in this house. Would you want to live in that house? I don't think so. So let's see what happened. I appreciate your time. If you want to come by, I would appreciate that also. Thank you.
Thank you.
My name is David Tannick. I live at 10 Forestwood Drive, very close to Joe. We moved in the year 2000. We went 18 years without a drop of water in my basement. That first flood we had in Warwick, remember that mall that went underwater? We got about 5 inches of water in our basement. We sucked it up with some vacs and never had water again. Well, in December of this year, my whole basement was under this much water. My burner system went out, my water heater went out, and then it happened about 15 days later, and then it keeps happening until we've had enough. So we just brought in a company. We dug out our whole basement, indoor, put sump pumps everywhere, and spent a whole lot of money because I just can't deal with staying up 24 hours a day pumping water, losing vacation days. Certainly don't have the trouble Joe does. I wouldn't even walk near his house during these floods. We'd get washed right down the street. But we have an easement on our property that goes across the street. The town said they were gonna come dig it out. Water hasn't flowed through there in 20 years until my wife and I dug it out ourselves. Now we got a nice river that goes through, but now we got sump pumps, so we're not having too much trouble anymore. I just wanna let you guys know what's going on in Forestwood Drive. And it's all from Clark Road with those million-dollar homes. They just wiped out thousands of acres of land, and all the water comes right downhill, right into our neighborhood. And I'm not the only neighbor on Forestwood Drive that has water either. Some of the others on Maureen do too, and we talk about it, so that's all I get to say.
Thank you.
Mr. President, before we adjourn, I just wanted to make a comment about the basketball game, the fundraiser. I wanted to thank everyone who volunteered their time and effort. Great game. We raised over $5,000 for the Human Services Department, and hopefully next year it'll be bigger, and then maybe we'll go to the AMP and play. And the fire department gave the police department another beating. So, but I just wanted to bring that to everyone's attention. $5,000 is a lot of money to be raised for human services and the people who need it. So thank you.
Motion to adjourn?
So moved.